What's up, people? Sorry, I've been off of YouTube for a while. Oh shit, I got grease on my head. Anyways, really brief, nothing regarding coronavirus. There's plenty other news, but just for the personal knowledge, maybe somebody ever curious. I think I had one of the videos and regarding clutch, and I had no examples before to show the difference between the original clutch and rebuilt clutch. I don't have a brand new clutch, but I have the one clutch I took it off not remanufacturing. I got a brand new one remanufacturing. So that's the one I took it off. It actually 15.5 torque transmission come out of, and as you can tell, it has 1, 2, 3, 4. Single spring. They usually, some of them have dual springs, like they will have a spring and then they have a smaller one inside. So it's obviously dual. There's a spacer plate, there's one more disc, but this is basically the front of the clutch, if you want to call it. So the reason I took it off, I'm doing a transmission because the synchronizer went out. So this is the original transmission, and this is the transmission I'm going to put it in. It actually come out of my blue Peterbilt, which is a 10-speed, but it's a liquid cool right there where the lines go in, and that one is air cool. So basically this one has internal cooler on it, and this one, the number right here, it's 18210C. The first number stands how much torque they are holding. But besides the point, so you guys seen a clutch actually. It's original clutch, probably came with the truck, obviously lower torque clutch and lower torque transmission. But my preference, what I usually put it in for the clutch in any kind of application, I don't care if it's old B model Cadwell only makes like a 425 horsepower and 1400 foot-pounds of torque. If I can stick this clutch in, I'm putting it in. That's what this clutch looks like. And this is not the heaviest one. I even put a heavier one yet. And mine, because I run in quite a bit more power. But here's the difference on it. Obviously, you have 6 pads instead of 4. You can get an Eaton clutch with 6 pads, but the Eaton clutch will have basically same sleeve, but they will not have the slots for some reason. They're not as big, and the springs will be single. If you look inside there, let me grab my flashlight. If you look inside there, there's one more spring in each one of them. The Eaton clutch, you can get a, they call it dual spring, will have, instead of 10 springs, it will have 7 springs. And there's going to be dual springs only on 2 of them, like this two, this one, and the rest of it is going to be the single. I think it kills the purpose. Another, the bigger clutch, yeah, basically it's going to have a same setup, like it's going to look like this one, but it will have this middle spline will be a lot bigger, and then as an insert going through the middle of it. This one does not. Like another insert on top of internally in this one, and then your input shaft goes inside. And the bigger one, the clutch, it will have only 7 springs, but they're going to be a lot bigger. So basically the internal spring is going to be this size, and then the other one's going to be on top of bigger, and this slots is going to be the same way. What they optimize by putting the sleeve in, they move this everything out, so the spring is actually end up being a lot closer, and you don't have a chance to break the center off of them. I probably put this clutches, and the one I'm talking about, the bigger one, I probably put it, I'm not gonna lie, probably over 100 clutches in a truck like that, and not a single one ever came back, or the guys actually did not like it. And it's an easy pedal clutch. I wouldn't say it's super easy, but it's easier than that one. And they are really, really smooth. You literally can push the clutch pedal in, dump it, and the truck just smoothly takes off. You will not stall out or anything. It saves your drive line, your U-joint, your rear ends, your transmission, everything else. So the clutch can take all the abuse on it. That's how big of a difference are on the original clutches and a rebuilt clutch from Inland Truck Parts. I'm not advertising for them, but I used to work for them, and I just, so that people know, I don't think anybody, even Eaton manufacturing themselves, they're not making as good of a clutch as Inland gets it from I think it's called American Clutch or something like that. I don't even know what they're manufacturing, but it's called remanufacturing clutch, but only one thing they use is the main housing. Everything, this is new, the spacer plate, the disc is new, all the guts, the throwout bearing on the other side, I'm not gonna yank the transmission out, is new. So only they use in this case, nothing else. Everything else is brand new. And obviously the price wise is a little bit cheaper. I'm talking about, I think 20, 30 bucks. I never even checked on it, but I heard it's a little bit cheaper. But if you end up doing a transmission, or not transmission, the clutch or transmission, I would go with Inland Truck Parts. They mainly in the Midwest. You can order online. They can send you a clutch, this kind of clutch anywhere you locate it at. I think this clutch I end up paying like 600 bucks, little under 600 bucks. Oh, that's the part number right here. So if anybody's interested, and that's the name of the company. They are computerly balanced. Oh, another thing, if you do get it basically one stage higher, like the more heavier clutch, since they have a internal sleeve here, and then your input go, some guys start freaking out because when they will sit in idle, all the springs move and everything else, and they will start chattering till the kind of rust doesn't build up inside of the sleeve, and then it goes away. But there's like no big deal if it chatters a little bit, in my opinion. But I got in my Blue Pity build, once again, I have the one stage above this clutch. But this truck is has 60 series Detroit. Like I said, it's gonna have a head, and it's going to have regular 10-speed transmission besides the 18.5 torque. It's not cranked up. It's only, I think, 470 horsepower, and it's 15.5 torque. But the reason I like this clutch is, I think this clutch is 21.5 torque, and the other one is 22.5 or 23.5. Reason I'm doing it above the torque limit, the clutch, because the smoothness of it, and I don't have to worry about it tear down, break the clutch, because a lot of times we haul, this is 4-axle tractor, and we haul heavy stuff. So if you have muddy shoes or something like that, and you slip off from your clutch pedal, it happened to anybody in the rain, you don't have to worry about ripping the center plate off or breaking the input. Like, the clutch will take the absorb the momentum, like the quick momentum. So like I said, I was really successful with these clutches for quite a few years now. Like I said, I bet I put hundreds of these clutches in the trucks, and not a single complaint besides that chatter a little bit, but then it eventually goes away. But it's all what I got. We're working on this deal right here. Kind of got a mess going on, and it's the end of the day. We're gonna put it back in transmission in, and then we're gonna put hydraulics on the transmission, which is a PTO for running a side mount. That's why I actually ended up doing this deal. But that transmission ended up having synchronizers going out of it, so when you go from high to low, it grinds fairly bad. And this one, it was perfectly fine transmission. So we're gonna use this guy in this truck, and that's gonna go as a boat anchor. It's a heavy sucker. Actually, when I was taking that thing out, I got a shitty jack, transmission jack, and that thing ended up falling off today. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry, nothing else exciting going on. Was off of YouTube for a while, but figure I'm gonna make a video regarding clutch. Have a blessed one.